Let's get Ralphie in the back.
Okay, we also don't have to try to act here.
Roger, no acting. Be natural.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I really don't know what we're doing, which I think is a testament to me being a good friend.
Yes.
Because you literally said, hey, do you want to go to Southern California on this date? And I was like, yeah, totally. What are we doing?
From the start, when I was working at Netflix, I was doing cybersecurity. I had to go to this event where I met the people who do the cool stuff at Netflix, which is marketing for movies. They realized I used to work at the CIA. So they found that out and they said, hey, we want to set up a meeting because we are doing some marketing for an upcoming movie called The Union. So they told me that they had Marky Mark and Halle Berry. They had just finished shooting a movie called The Union.
I don't know if he goes by Marky Mark anymore. He might have done a brand transition.
We call it.
You are showing your age.
So Mark Wahlberg.
Sorry, Val. I'm with you on this. Mark, I apologize. I've never met you, but I'm sorry.
Halle Berry have done this movie called The Union, where they are CIA officers, but the kind that typically only get portrayed in the movies because they do a lot of shooting, be kicking indoors, and heavy duty driving that you might see in the communities you came from or the special ops community.
Okay.
So what they want to do is, before the movie launches, have a couple marketing pitches that go out on social media about them doing cool stuff. So they basically asked, what do we want to do? What would be good training for people in the CIA? I explained that the CIA doesn't do a lot of this stuff.
Right.
But I do know people in the military from obviously my time and doing combat story. You in particular came up. So they asked me to put together some ideas, batted it around with the marketing team to make sure it was all kind of in line with what they wanted.
Okay.
And then they gave it the green light. So we're going to take them through what it might be like to do training at the agency or in like a special ops capacity.
Okay.
But in an environment that Hollywood will allow. So not being too realistic, basically. So what we're going to do is some memory games with them, like how under an interrogation type scenario, how well do they remember their cover, basically the identities that they had for the movie.
Are you going to try to hit Mark Wahlberg? Is that what your plan is in this?
I mean,
you're going to be like,
we're not going to
tell me about Machine Gun.
Yeah.
That may not end up well for you. I don't know.
They won't let us put them on the screen.
Sure. Okay.
So that's one. We're going to have them break out our restraints. So duct taped hands, zip tied hands, possibly handcuffs. Then we're going to have them do driving. This will be at a go-kart track. So defensive or evasive driving.
That's awesome.
So we're going to walk them through that. Want to do a shooting course. Had to be paintballs.
Okay.
Which is why we're going now to go check
And test.
test.
We're going to go shoot your children with paintballs. That's what they haven't told this part yet. Sorry, boys.
And the idea was to do some sniping work. And turns out Mark Wahlberg, not Mark Wahlberg,
Yeah, this is good.
thought that was a good idea because he has some experience doing this for roles in the past. I think specifically shooter, which you were telling me.
He was a Force Recon.
Was he Force Recon?
Yeah. Yeah.
And just because you're Force Recon doesn't mean you're a scout sniper.
Correct.
Right?
You can be both and or one.
Or one or the other.
Yeah, one or the other.
But you were both.
Yes.
All right. All right, actually, let's talk about this. You mentioned some different shooting drills.
Yeah.
What comes to mind for you?
So it depends on the accuracy of the weapon system. So this is where I don't want to nerd too much, but paintballs are not generally very accurate. They're accurate to a specific distance, but the accuracy we're looking for in the military to be classified as a sniper rifle, this is like one of those like weird nuanced things that like nerds would get, but like other people wouldn't, is to be classified as a sniper rifle. It has to be able to hold a group within what's called 1 minute of angle. And a minute of angle is just a unit of measurement. And again, I'm going to oversimplify this, and there might be internet trolls that are going to go like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm simplifying it, is that a minute of angle is roughly 1 inch by 1 inch at 100 yards. We just say meters now because as Marines, we transition to everything at meters instead of yards. Now, if I can effectively have a sniper rifle that's in a vise and I'm like bang, 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 it should be able to hold a group that is 1 inch by 1 inch.
What are you thinking about for targets to hit? I think you were talking about like star drills, maybe?
Yep. So you have things called, we can do color dot drills, where what I'll do is, depending on how accurate these guns are, we can have a series of little circles, right, that are 2 inches, 3 inches. I do this with Marines all over the world, right? Because I want them to be able to assess a threat or find a target in a sea of targets and then make an accurate shot. So what we can do is line up, 4 circles that are 2 inches in diameter, right? Across, and then we'll run 4 across and then like 5 down. And then we'll paint them, red, blue, green, orange, yellow. And then what I will do to the shooter, and I do this with shooters all the time because it's a great way to speed up because what you want to do is something called an OODA loop, right? Your observe, orient, decide, act loop cycle is I want to be able to speed that up and get you conditioned to be as fast as possible. So I was like, okay, I want you to shoot all of the yellow dots from top to bottom, left to right. Okay, so now what you have to do is you're looking at this like 4 by 5, 20 dots that are there, and you're trying to find from left to right. Okay, I found yellow, shoot yellow, boom, then I shoot that. Now I go on the next row and I'm trying to find that. And you're trying to work through observing, orienting, deciding what you want to do, and then accurately acting on that. So those are really good drills. And then you can go against each other. So you have 15 on either side. And then you were like, from shooter 1 from right to left, shooter 2 from left to right, working towards the middle, we're gonna go, right? Shoot all the golf, yellow, whatever
So
golf.
we need them competing. On all of these, they're competing.
100%. So you could literally introduce kind of a hit, like a high intensive workout thing into this, because what happens is, we know this from all of the science, that when you start, your adrenaline picks up, your dexterity starts to limit. So your decision-making abilities also start to go down, which then become exacerbated more by stress or by missed shots. You can be fast and inaccurate, or you can be accurate but a little bit slower. Both models work. It's just which one that you're going to bet on. So Halle might go in with saying, like, I'm going to be the toughest person ever. Totally fine, go through that, and I'm going to take all the penalties, but I'm going to shoot through this thing faster. Totally fine, if it works for you. I actually anticipate Halle Berry will be a better shooter than Mark Wahlberg. I'm calling it here first.